Have you wondered what to call your YouTube channel? You're saying, does it need to be my name? Does it need to be the area that I cover? Does it need to be some catchy brand? Does it need to have my brokerage name in it? Well, I have good news and bad news for you, and we're going to go over exactly what the answers to those things are today. So let's get to it. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Karin Carr. I am the founder of YouTube for Agents. And in this training, we're going to talk about naming your channel. This is a big deal. I hear this all the time. Everybody's saying, what should I name my channel? How do I decide what it's going to be? And does it need to have my name? Does it need to have the name that the area that I service, and all of those things? So we are going to talk about what some best practices are. In a nutshell, I have good news and bad news. The good news is it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't matter whether it's got a search term in it. It doesn't matter if it has a big keyword in it. It's not that important. Like, the name of your channel is not going to make or break you. Look at how many channels are out there with the stupidest names you've ever heard. I mean, channels that get millions of subscribers like PewDiePie. What does that mean? I don't know what PewDiePie means. And yet he's got millions of subscribers. So the name of the channel is not necessarily all that important. But why don't we talk about how to come up with a name that's actually going to be good? So I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to go over to my favorite app of all time, which you probably are very well familiar with, which is Canva. And let's do presentation mode. Well, if I do that, then I can't really see what I'm looking at. All right, we'll just make it as big as I possibly can. Let's make it, if I go to 100%, that's too big. Let's do 75% then. All right, so choosing a name. There are some different types of names that you can go with for the name of your YouTube channel. It could be your name, so just Karin Carr. It could be the area that you service. Mine is Georgia Coast Homes. That is the name of my business. That is the name of my LLC. That is the name of my website, all of that stuff. But prior to that, it was Northern Atlanta Real Estate. Not the greatest title in the world, I admit, but I felt that it was very descriptive of the area that I service. And so I wanted it to be recognizable. So the area that I covered was the Northern Atlanta suburbs, hence the name Northern Atlanta Real Estate. Then you could do something like a very catchy phrase. If there's some sort of, let's see, what's a good example? Whitney Panel is in Lexington, Kentucky, and her channel is called Live, Love, Lex. It's a lot of L's, so we've got the alliteration going on, but it's a catchy title. It's her brand. Michelle Belisari, her brand is So Boca. You can always give your channel a catchy name like that if you want to. For me, I went with what my website was going to be. I wanted it to be Georgia Coast Homes because my website is georgiacoasthomes.com, and that's what I am on Facebook, and that's what I am on Instagram and LinkedIn and all the things. So that way you could pick one name where you would have consistency across all of the channels. Okay. Then we have something like your business name. So does your company have an LLC? It has a name. Could that be the name that you go with for your YouTube channel? It could be named after your ICA, your ideal viewer. If we were to name it, like, let's say that your niche is, I don't know, snowbirds from up north who are coming to Florida to buy a vacation home, and they're going to spend the winter in their house in Miami and then go back up north for the summertime. Maybe you could name the channel after your ideal customer. It is the snowbird who's coming to Miami for the winter. So give it some thought and be thinking about, what would I like to have it called? What would be descriptive? What would be a good name for me, for this channel? And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I would be happy to answer them. So here are some best practices, things to keep in mind. Do you want it to be relatively short and easy to spell and easy to remember? That's really it. there are still people that have business cards that are going to want to put their YouTube channel on their business card, or they're going to want to put it on a postcard that they mail to their geographic farm. If I were going to put youtube.com/ Northern Atlanta real estate, that's a mouthful, right? That's a long, long, long name. What could you do that is easy to spell, easy to remember, but still fairly short? That's always a good rule of thumb. We don't want it to be overly complicated where people immediately forget what the name of the channel was as soon as they veer away from it. So, making your decision, like let's say that you're just brainstorming on a piece of paper, you're just making all these ideas. Then we're going to start to narrow it down. How do we come up with the actual name? Well, do you want a matching domain name? So, for example, if you're going to have a website and you want it to have the same name as your YouTube channel, is it available? Like go to GoDaddy.com or any one of those places where you can buy a domain name and see if it's available. When I was doing my research, I was looking at Savannah 411, Savannah Dream Homes, Georgia Coast Homes, Hostess City Homes, because Savannah is called the hostess city of the South. I was looking at all these different domain names, trying to narrow it down. And I wanted to make sure that what I chose for my website would be available on all the other platforms as well. Is it available on Facebook? Is it available on Instagram, et cetera? Or does somebody already have that name? You also don't want to choose a name that is too similar to someone else's. So I was really thinking of going with Savannah Dream Homes, except that somebody else had a very similar name to that. I didn't want to ever have people go to her website by mistake. They were trying to type in mine, but they made a mistake and they went to hers instead, not knowing that it was a totally different company. Can you keep it if you move? So Northern Atlanta real estate in the end was not the best name for me because I moved. I moved 5 hours away. So now I'm no longer Northern Atlanta. I'm now Savannah. Is it a name that you can keep for the long haul? Now, if you choose a name and you don't like it, you can change it anytime you want. But let's face it, doing a rebrand is a pain. If you can pick something that you like now and stick with it long term, it'll definitely be a lot easier for you over time. You don't want to have to do something where you are changing your YouTube name every couple of months. So let's look at some examples. It could be something as simple as your business name, the Galette Group. It could be Live, Love, Lex, the catchy title like we talked about. It could be Surfside Saratoga. It talks about the area that you service as well as maybe what your specialty is. You're obviously targeting oceanfront or beachfront homes and living in Saratoga. It could be some things like this are not the greatest ideas. So Greater Birmingham, Alabama luxury homes and lifestyles. And I purposely made it run over one line like this so that you could see with such a long name, it's such a mouthful. It's too wordy. It's too long. It's going to be harder to remember. Too many opportunities for a typo. And God forbid somebody's on their phone and they're trying to type in that youtube.com/ Greater Birmingham, Alabama luxury homes and lifestyles. Too many opportunities for them to screw it up, make a typo, and then end up in the wrong place. What if you just have a really complicated spelling of your name? I totally made up this name. I don't know anybody with this name, thank goodness. But imagine that that was your channel name. What are the chances that anybody would ever spell it correctly? Slim to none. So if your last name or even your first name is very difficult to spell, that might not be something you want to use. Maybe not the name for your channel. And then what about something where you've got too many letters in a row that are the same? So like Real Living, now we've got 2 L's in there, and you don't run it all together like a hashtag. It needs to be separate words. So Real Living Advisors, if it were 3 separate words, could be okay. I still don't love the Real Living with the 2 L's in the middle, but it would be better. Just make sure that you're not doing it one big long hashtag. I see that a lot where people name their channel thinking that it is supposed to be all connected like that, and it's really not. You're going to have separate words. So spend the time to think about what a really good name for your YouTube channel would be. Brainstorm. Take a week. It's not something that you have to make an immediate decision about. Write down a whole bunch of stuff on a piece of paper. You can have a contest or a poll on Facebook and say, this is what I'm thinking. Which one do you like best? And write the 3 or 4 different options. Let people vote and tell you which one that they like the best. So wrapping it all up, is it short and sweet? Can you get a matching domain name for it if you choose to have a website where you would drive people to the website from your YouTube channel? That is a whole other training. Very, very important for you as a realtor to have your own real estate website. I am a huge advocate of having your own website. You need one, and preferably have it be the same name so that we don't leave your YouTube channel, which has one name, and we go to your website, which has a completely different name. Is that name also available on other social media platforms where you have an active presence? And will it stand the test of time? Is it something that you can keep long term, even if you moved to a different area? You might have no plans of ever moving, and that's great. More power to you. I highly recommend that you don't move every 3 years like I have. But if there's any possibility that you might do it, you may want to consider having a more neutral name, like your name, where if I move from Philadelphia to Cincinnati, it's not going to matter, because if my channel name is Karin Carr, then it doesn't matter. So remember what your channel's value proposition is. When you're trying to come up with this name, what is your channel all about? Who is it for? And how can I clearly communicate that with the name of my channel, as well as uh, the value that I'm delivering on that channel? Yes, I am absolutely taking some questions. So I have somebody who is anonymous at the moment, but I would be happy to take your questions. What questions can I answer for you? Just wanted to say hi and wish you a happy new year. Well, thank you very much. Is it okay to use your own name? Yes, of course it's okay to use your own name. So she's saying Kimberly Barrow Realtor. Yes, that would be fine. If you are using the word realtor, you're going to have to make sure that you're using it correctly. They want it with the registered trademark and in caps and the whole 9 yard. When I first got licensed 15 years ago, it was either all caps or capital R, and then the rest of realtor was lowercase with the registered trademark at the end. I think now it's all caps and the registered trademark. You would want to find out, are you able to use that in the name of your channel? I can't give you any advice on what NAR says is okay or not, but for using your name, absolutely. If you just wanted it to be youtube.com/Kimberly Barrow, that is fine. Let's talk about that, the custom URL for the channel, because that's actually a different thing. So when you get to 100 subscribers, YouTube will now let you pick the URL for your channel. If you already have your channel name, like the name of my channel is, and then you can also get that custom slug after you get 100 subscribers, that is ideal. So think about what the channel should be named now, and that's basically what your Google account name is. So if you don't like your Google account name right now, if it's simply your name and you feel like that's not snazzy enough and you want to change it, you can change your Google account name, and that's what you use for your YouTube account name. Then when you get 100 subscribers, it will also be your custom URL for the channel. Cool. Yeah, I wouldn't use realtor, perhaps a different title name. It's they're so picky about how they want us to use that term, and I would not personally use it in the title of the channel myself, just because I don't want them to come to me later and say, you're using it wrong, take it down, change the name. It might just be easier to pick something different from day one, then you have to change it later. All righty, let's see. Ooh, here's a long one. Steve Reese here from Oklahoma. I'm in a small town. I built a brand locally known as Sold on Shawnee. No, I think that's fine. Now, I know nothing about where you live. I don't know what the population of Shawnee is. Is it big enough that if you were to only work with clients in Shawnee, hope I'm saying it right, that would be enough to sustain you? And if the answer is yes, then that is totally fine. Totally fine. When you have your cover art on YouTube, you can design anything you want on the channel banner. So it could say, serving the greater Oklahoma City area specializing in Shwani or something like that. So that's not the name of the channel, but that's what's on the cover photo of the channel, if that makes sense. So you could have the name of your channel be one thing, and then go into a little bit more detail on the cover art on the channel banner. Alrighty, let's see. Millicent says, unless your name is, and then using your name may not be advisable. I know. Every day when my name gets misspelled as Karen, I wonder if it was wise using my name as the channel name, but it is what it is. And that's what the tags in YouTube are for, right? The tags tell YouTube any common misspellings of your name, and you can be darn sure that I'm using Karen with an E in the tags on those videos. You got it. I have had dreamsdelivered.org for almost 5 years. Should I use that for YouTube? I think that's awesome. Why not? I mean, why could the name of your YouTube channel not be Dreams Delivered? Or what if it was Dreams Delivered in Des Moines or whatever the city is that you service, the area that you service, just so that you're giving a little bit more context about where you are physically located. But that's a very catchy title. I personally like it a lot. I think that would be terrific. Shawnee. What was I saying? Shwani? Shawnee. Okay, got it. I just named my channel Southern RI Comfort. I love it. And my tagline is Selling Serenity. Okay. So RI, you mean Rhode Island, right? Southern Rhode Island Comfort. I like Southern RI Comfort a lot. I think that's very catchy. I like it very much. I would make sure that you are not infringing upon somebody's trademark just because Southern Comfort, I'm sure, is trademarked. But as long as it was okay to have that, I think it's very catchy and unique. I like it a lot. Selling Serenity would be fine too. You don't have to have your name and Selling Serenity as the name of the Google account and therefore the name of the YouTube channel. You can, but why not just Selling Serenity? And then when you make a video, you're going to say, hey, everyone, my name is Tina. Is it Guimar? I hope I didn't butcher your name. Hey, everyone, my name is Tina, and I am a realtor here in Rhode Island, and blah, 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 blah. So they're going to get to know you on your channel. I don't necessarily think that you need to have your name splashed all over the name of the channel itself, unless you really wanted to. Honestly, there's no right or wrong here when it comes to picking a name for the channel. Pick something that is easy to remember, easy to spell, short and sweet, catchy. It sticks in your head. You don't later think, I totally can't remember what that channel was that I was watching. It had really good information, but I can't remember it, you know? Florida, right on. Okay. Yes, Rhode Island, she says. Okay, good. That was the only RI that I knew of, so I assumed it was, but when you said Southern Comfort, Rhode Island is not in the South, so you kind of threw me for a loop there. But I like that idea. Yeah, it's I mean, there is no right or wrong. And if you hate the name, you can always change it. So like I said, mine was originally Northern Atlanta Dream Homes or Northern Atlanta Real Estate. And then I moved and I think I made it Karin Carr. And then I changed it to Georgia Coast Homes because I thought I'm growing a team. I don't want to be the name of the channel. But then when other agents on my team start to make videos where they're going, that's not Karin, I don't understand. So I changed it to Georgia Coast Homes. Then I changed it to Georgia Coast Homes by Karin Carr. And so that way I got my business name and my name in together. It's a little bit on the long side, but I think it works. It's not overly long. It's still fairly easy to remember. And who knows, one day I may get rid of my name altogether and go back to Georgia Coast Homes because I am kind of phasing myself out of production where I don't really represent the clients anymore. I'm still making videos. I'm still the rainmaker for the team, but I'm not the one working with the clients on a day-to-day basis. I really am only working with past clients, friends and family, special circumstances. Like I'm not the one in the trenches so much anymore. Josh says, should the name of your channel or Google name be the same that you tell people when you introduce your videos? Oh, let's see. Well, if the name of your channel is Josh Markson, then yes. If the name of your channel is Southern Rhode Island Comfort, I would not introduce myself as Southern Rhode Island Comfort. I would say something like, I'll just give you an example. When I make a video for the Georgia Coast Homes channel, I open with my marketing hook, then we have our little branding logo. Then I usually say something to the effect of, welcome back to the channel, or welcome back. I'm Karin Carr with the Georgia Coast Homes team here at Keller Williams in Savannah, Georgia. And on this channel, we teach you everything you need to know about relocating to our fine Savannah area. So I tell them my name, my brokerage information, my business name, and where I am geographically located. Because if you live in Iowa and you want to buy a house, I cannot help you because I am in Georgia. So I try to get all of that stuff in one sentence very quickly. Just get it out there. We have satisfied our real estate commission in the state, province, country that we live in. You hear the dog snoring? Oh my gosh, Emma, really? And I am compliant. I'm not going to get in trouble by not telling them that I'm a real estate licensee and who my brokerage is, but I don't make a big production out of it. I get through it as quickly as I possibly can. I hope that answered your question. Cool. So Tina said, I love selling Serenity, especially since I'm getting my license in Connecticut as well. I like that very much. And so that way, selling Serenity really paints a picture in the mind of the viewer, don't you think? And that's exactly what you want to have happen. So I think that's a lovely name. And of course, when you make the videos, you're going to introduce yourself on camera. On the channel banner, you can say serving Rhode Island and Connecticut. You can go into more detail on the channel banner, as well as the content that you actually make that you put on the channel. I think that would be perfectly fine. Hi, whoops, I clicked too fast. Hi, Trish. Just so I'm clear, you can change your Google business name and the channel name anytime. Yes, absolutely you can. I have changed my Google channel name 4 times, at least. Yes, you certainly can. You will log into YouTube Studio. You will go to the section that says Customize Channel. There will be something where it says like manage your Google name, and it's a blue box with the little arrow that points up and to the right. Click that. It takes you over to your Google account. You change your name there. Then when you come back to your YouTube name, or excuse me, you come back to YouTube Studio and you say, I want to change my YouTube name, it's going to default to what you already have as your Google account name. It's been a while since I've done this, but as I recall, that's how it all worked. Don't hold me to it. They make changes in YouTube Studio all the time. If you can't figure it out, just Google it. It'll probably be the very first article that you find in the Google support section. But yes, you can change your channel anytime you want. It's not a big deal. If you are sharing the link to your channel, you're in YouTube Studio and you go to the section that we were just talking about. And in the upper right-hand corner, or maybe it's a field, I'm trying to picture it in my head. It says your YouTube channel is, and it's like youtube.com/c/ this big long collection of letters and numbers. Even if you change your account name, that URL is still the same. So if that's what you're sharing with people, when you say, hey, subscribe to my channel, and you send that to them, that will still go to the same place. Even if you change the name of your channel, it still goes to the same place. Hopefully that helped. Tina says your dogs do the same thing. My dog loves to snore every time I'm on a Zoom call, anytime I'm on a live stream. That girl snores like an 80-year-old man, and holy cow, is she loud. So what other things did I want to show you? If you are just starting to get into this whole YouTube journey and you need a little bit of help, I have something you can download. It is called the Starter Kit. I have a template for your channel art, your cover photo. I have templates for thumbnails. I have worksheets to help you discover who is your ideal viewer, who is your ideal client, who are you trying to attract with this channel. So if you need some help, feel free to go get the starter kit. It's at YouTubeforagents.com/starter kit. You are welcome to get that anytime. And hopefully that will help you get going on this whole YouTube journey. Or if you're already making videos, that's wonderful. If you want to just like hone your process and refine it a little bit and need some assistance getting that all off the ground, I am happy to help. So just go to YouTubeforagents.com/starter kit, and we will be happy to help you with that. Cool. So let's see what else. Is it a good idea to buy the domain once the channel name has been established? Yes. So What I did because I was being totally indecisive, when I moved from Atlanta to Savannah and I went to GoDaddy, I bought all the domain names. Every one that I was considering, I just bought it because they were cheap. They were like $9.99, and I think I bought like 7 or 8 domain names. And one time I was on the phone with tech support at GoDaddy, and he was like, "Wow, you own a lot of domain names." And the crazy part was I wasn't really using any of them. I just wanted to buy them and have them so that nobody else could steal them out from under me. But yes, if you decide on a channel name before you commit to it, go to GoDaddy and see if it's available, because it is so awesome to have a website with the same name as your channel. So when I do a video and I say, "Hey, I've got this free resource for you, you should go get it. Here's the link down below." And it says georgiacoasthomes.com. They're on the Georgia Coast Homes YouTube channel. So it just reinforces the whole brand. Plus, then you have your Facebook business page, and you have your Instagram and your LinkedIn and TikTok or whatever else you're doing, and they all have the same branding. But before you make any decisions, see if that domain name is available first before you commit to it. That's what I would do. It is so good. Just got to go get launched. Yes, 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 yes. So the longer you think about it, the more in your head you get, the more you psych yourself out of it. I'm sure you're probably experiencing that. There comes a point where you just have to say, "I am publishing this video, whether it's great or not." The good news is no one is going to see your first couple of videos. Let's be honest. There are bazillions of minutes of content being uploaded to YouTube every single minute, every single hour. The chance of tons of people seeing your first video is slim to none. That's okay. That's actually a good thing, to just know that if I put it out there and it's not that great, it's probably not going to get a ton of views. So as you do the next video and the next video and the next video, then you start to become more proficient at this. And by that time, the channel is getting found. And now people are starting to see your videos. And now you don't feel like a complete and utter train wreck on camera because you have a little bit of experience doing this. So give yourself a deadline. I'm going to challenge you right now. Debbie, it is February 3rd. When are you going to have your first video uploaded to YouTube and published for the world to see? I say it's going to be February 21st. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. By February 21st, which is still over 2 weeks, that gives you enough time to film your video, get it put up there on your channel, and just press publish. Make that sucker live, and then do it again, and then do it again, and then do it again, because it's such a wonderful thing. I mean, I got a voicemail before I went live. I had my phone on silent so I wouldn't be distracted by my phone while I was doing this. But I looked at the transcription of the voicemail before I pressed go live. And he said, "My name is Augie. I live in the greater Chicago area. I'm thinking about moving to Georgia. Been watching your channel. Love your videos. Will you please call me back? I want to make a plan to leave Illinois and move to Georgia." So it works so well, but it can't work if there are no videos for them to watch. So even the worst video that you make is still better than the one your competitor was too chicken to make at all. So just be brave. Put it out there. It may not be the best. That's okay. If it's good enough, it's good enough. And then you'll get better and better and better over time. I promise. Yes. Debbie says, "I can do it. I can do it." Yes, you can. So the 21st is your drop dead date. You can post sooner than that if you want to, but the 21st is your deadline for it has to be finished, uploaded, and scheduled to go out. Did you know that you can schedule videos? You don't have to upload it and it goes live right that minute. You can upload it and say, "I would like it to go out on Tuesday at 11:30 a.m." And that way you have time to make sure everything is correct and then promote it. Like, let people know. Tell people that already follow you on other platforms, "I just launched a YouTube channel. My first video is going out." It would mean so much to me if you would go and watch it and give it a thumbs up and tell me it didn't totally suck. Please do it. And the people who already know, like, and trust you are going to do that for you because they want to support you, and it's going to be great. Catherine says, "I just started with my iPhone and edit with iMovie. People told me they love the info." I love hearing that. Every video that I made for the first 2 years was either on my phone or on my iPad. You do not need fancy equipment. Your phone shoots in 4K. Your iPad shoots in 4K. If you're using like a Microsoft Surface, I'm sure the camera in that is great. It's good enough. Are you going to win an Oscar? No. Is it good enough content that people will say, wow, that was really, really helpful. Thank you for doing that for me. Yes, 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 yes. So just do it. Don't psych yourself out. It doesn't need all of that fancy, expensive equipment. You don't need it. Violet says, I am doing the challenge. Good. Another person. So February 21st. Anybody else care to join us? We're going to make this whole, we'll encourage each other and see how many people will get their first video published by February 21st. I think that would be awesome. Somebody says, I just started my new channel. 8 subscribers, 6 videos. 1 video is getting traction so far. That is amazing. When I went all in on my YouTube channel, I had 18 subscribers, 1-8. And they were all like my mom and my friends and my husband and a couple of people that I worked with. They were, you know, none were clients. Nobody was looking for my real estate information. But we all got to start somewhere. Every single person who starts a YouTube channel starts with 0 views, 0 subscribers, and 0 videos. Like we all start from square one. So you're in good company. We've all been there, done that. We all remember what it was like. And just do it. Just do it. I'm thinking of naming my channel Bayside Homes. I use Bayside RE for my website. Yeah, I think that's close enough. That's just fine. Is it BaysideRE.com? What if your channel name was Bayside RE Homes? And that way it's just even more cohesive. Just throwing that out there to help you. Michael Fenwick is in. Look at this. Fenrick. Okay, that one I hope I said right. I love this. We all just psych ourselves out and tell ourselves all the reason why we're not good enough and we're not good at doing something and why we will get torn apart by the trolls on YouTube. It's not going to happen. Yes, there are trolls and people will say nasty things. You can't really get around it. But the vast majority of people are good, kind people that are going to say, that was very helpful. Thank you. You made my decision easier. You answered my question. Can I call you and ask you more questions? And the more you do it, the better you get, right? It's just like playing football. Nobody goes out and wins the Heisman Trophy the first time they have a football game. They have to practice over and over and over again. And trust me, this is practice. We are getting better each time. I love you guys in the comments, how you're all encouraging each other and you're going to get each other to, oh, Lance is in now too. This is cool. Okay. I will revamp my channel by the 21st. That is awesome. When it comes to revamping the channel, you can give it a new name. You can give it a new channel banner. You can write a new about section. You can do a lot to kind of like fluff your YouTube channel and refresh it and hopefully make it more of a presence on YouTube. Absolutely. I want to join the challenge. Where do we join? This isn't really a challenge. I just threw down the gauntlet and told somebody in the comments that she said, I want to launch my channel. And I said, do it by February 21st. I'm giving you a deadline. And everybody else said, I want to do it too. So would you care to join us? We are all saying, if you do not yet have a YouTube channel, that you will post your first video by February 1st, even if it's not amazing, even if it's not great, as long as it is you talking to the camera, being your authentic self. Don't try to be somebody you're not. Don't wear a suit if normally you wear a sundress. Don't be like the guy that drives up in the Lamborghini if you're normally a board shorts and flip-flops kind of guy. Be yourself on camera. Have a little bit of a smile. It feels very, very awkward. The first few times you get on camera, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like a deer in the headlights. This feels so uncomfortable. I don't like it at all. I feel like I look like Jim Carrey and I'm overacting, but it doesn't really come across that way. If you just put a little bit of a smile on your face, it makes you look genuine and relatable and likable. It feels weird, but it doesn't look weird. It's good. I promise. And then the more you do it, the better you will get. All right. Should we go with a catchy name, a city name, or a real estate name? So you obviously missed my presentation. I'm going to say, after we end this broadcast, start it over again, because I showed a whole presentation on exactly that topic, and you can go through it and see what you think. Steve says, I can't wait till I have trolls. F them. You know what? I totally feel the same way. The first time I got a hate comment, it was like, why don't they like me? Oh, what did I ever do to you? But then I thought, if you don't get negative comments, then it's because nobody knows your content is there and no one is seeing it. When you get your first troll comment, it's like, woohoo, I have arrived, baby. And you can't please everyone. And there will always be somebody that doesn't necessarily like you. And that's okay. He would never hire me to list his house anyway. So it doesn't matter. You can just move on. And if somebody says something really awful, not only can you delete the comment, but you can block them from ever commenting on your channel again. I have only had to do that 3 times in my entire YouTube journey. I've only had to block 3 people. Not talking about the trolls with the spam that as soon as you upload the video, you get the ones that's like, I love you. And it has all these little heart emojis. Like, I don't know what that's all about. Those are bots. Those are not real people. So I don't even waste my time acknowledging those. But if somebody were to say a really off color comment or something really derogatory or insulting about your appearance, I would just delete that comment and block them so they can't comment ever again. Problem solved. Travis says, I am so in. All right. February 21st, guys. I want to hear. Are you all in the the YouTube for Real Estate Agents Facebook group? Let me go over here because I have a banner for that too. If you are not in my Facebook group, it's called YouTube for Real Estate Agents. I know some of you are watching it live in that group right now. Some of you are watching live on YouTube. So if you're not in the Facebook group and you would like to join a community of 12,000 of your closest like-minded YouTubing real estate agent BFFs, come join us. You can just use this little short link. It's youtubeforagents.group/join. The group is called YouTube for Real Estate Agents. And there are 12,000 people in there, and we all make YouTube videos all over the world, and we are sharing ideas, and we are encouraging each other and telling them things that are working, things that are not working. I love that it's such a collaborative environment. People will say, oh my gosh, I did this video and it is taking off. It is doing so well. You should go make a video like this for the area that you service. And people love that we're all sharing ideas and they're willing to tell people what's working for them. It's pretty awesome. So I say go and join it if you are not in there yet. All righty. I am still working on the first video and I definitely feel like Jim Carrey. The first few videos, I don't think I smiled at all. I sat there and said, are you thinking about buying a home in the Atlanta area, but maybe your credit is not so good? You want to do a rent to own or a lease with an option to purchase. And my face, look, apparently I really have some RBF going on. I don't mean to, but if I'm not smiling, I look very stern. So when I watched the video back, it was like, oh, that was so bad. All right, let's try smiling the next time. And it feels very ridiculous. And I talk with my hands a lot, but I was trying not to talk with my hands on camera. And after a while, it looked so unnatural. I said, well, what's the worst that can happen if I talk with my hands on camera? That's how I talk in real life. And when I show up to the appointment the first time with this client, they're going to see that I talk with my hands. So why am I trying to suppress my personality just because I'm on camera? It doesn't make sense. You kind of have to be yourself on camera because that's the person they're expecting to meet when you show up for the first time. And if you are completely different in person, they go, you're not at all like what I thought you would be like. And that's not a compliment. That when somebody says that to you, that is not a compliment. You want them to say, you are in real life exactly like who you are on camera. And that's when you know you've won because you are really expressing your personality on camera. And that's why they called you. They called you because they like that about you. So don't try to hide it. Don't try to be someone that you're not. Don't try to tone it down for the camera. Like, do it. Now, if you're a hot mess wearing pajamas with your hair in a messy bun, sitting on your unmade bed, okay, that's the extreme. Let's not go there. Let's be professional. We are competent people. We do want to be professional on camera. But if you live by the beach and you wear shorts and flip-flops, I see no reason why you can't wear shorts and flip-flops on camera. Like, seriously, be yourself. There's nobody else that you need to be except you. You are the only you there is. I was waiting for like a Karen joke. It really sucks that my name has become the national insult. Even my children will go, "Whatever, Karen. I love it so much." And I have to say, "No, my name is not spelled with an E. It is spelled Karin. Thank you very much." All right. I am thinking about making 2 channels, one called Real Estate Dream with Fahim, and the second is Living in Tampa. Why? My question is, why would you have 2 separate channels? Are you trying to attract a different viewer with each channel? I have 2 channels. I have one called Georgia Coast Homes, and I have one called YouTube for Agents. I have one that is for real estate agents who want to do video. I have one for people that want to buy or sell a house in Savannah. It is a totally different channel, talking about different things with a different value proposition, targeting a different audience. That makes sense. But if you are trying to go after the same people, why would you have 2 different channels? So if you want to comment and go into more detail, that would be great. Steve says, if you have walkthrough videos of listings, do you mix them into the same channel? Yeah, absolutely. I will tell you that my virtual tours are the least viewed videos on my channel. Like nobody is going to YouTube so that they can look for a house for sale. However, if I had like a $3 million listing that was just amazing, yeah, maybe they'd get a lot more views. But when I'm selling a house for $269,000 that is a starter home that is very standard and, not super wazoo, it's a lovely house, but like people are not flocking to YouTube to watch the interior walkthrough of that house. However, I put it on my channel anyway because I am a real estate agent working in this market and I want to show people that this is what I am doing. So my schedule is I post once a week. I really like once a week because I felt like it would be enough to see traction on the channel and start getting momentum and start getting business from it, quite honestly. And I would still be able to maintain that schedule over time when I started to get really busy. Somebody asked me in the comments yesterday on one of my YouTube videos, what do you think about doing a daily live stream? And I was like, oh, daily? I don't know how you could maintain that long term unless you're not doing any other work. That seems really, really difficult to me. I prefer quality over quantity. So for me, once a week. But if I make a video for my new listing, then I might upload that on a different day. So if you want to upload one video every week and then an additional video that's a walkthrough video, or the walkthrough video replaces your weekly video, totally fine. As long as you are putting content on the channel that would all appeal to the same audience. So people that want to buy or sell a house in your market, as long as the content is going after that person, by all means, do virtual tours and walkthroughs. Thank you, Debbie. I am not a Karen, although when I started growing my hair out, I'm letting my grays grow out, and then I'm probably going to cut it a little bit shorter so that it doesn't have so much to go before all of the highlighted stuff is gone. My husband was like, "If you come home with the Karen haircut, that's it. You're sleeping on the couch." So I promised I will not. Oh, did you hear me say that joke once before, Steve? I told my husband that for Christmas, and he didn't get it for me. So now he's in the doghouse. I wanted him to get me a T-shirt that said, "My name is Karen, and I am the manager." I thought that would be too funny. So, all right, let's see. I sell mainly in Forsyth County, my old stomping ground. I do a lot of Lake Lanier property, but also Dawson, Gilmer. Well, so the name of the channel does not have to be the area that you service. It could be your name. It could be living the lake life. It could be lake home lifestyles or life's better on the lake. Like it doesn't have to have your name in it or the area that you service. So you could come up with a really catchy title for your YouTube channel if you wanted to, that doesn't say anything about Lake Lanier or Forsyth or anything like that. And then on your channel art, you would say serving Lake Lanier and the surrounding areas, or serving Forsyth County and the surrounding areas, or serving the northeast suburbs of Atlanta, or whatever, and you can put that on your channel banner. You can put that in the about section. You can put that in the description box below every video that you make. So I would say, brainstorm for a name for the channel that you like, that's really catchy and interesting. It doesn't have to be the name of the area that you service. All right. Let me hide that. All right. Any last? Yes. Well, did you not know that that's where I used to live? So I was with Keller Williams in Woodstock. I lived in Canton only for 2.5 years. We went from Hilton Head to the North Atlanta suburbs. That's where I started doing YouTube videos. I started making blog posts for my website and making videos about, are you moving to Atlanta? No, you cannot live in Canton and commute to Loganville every day. I mean, you can, but your life's going to suck, because you know how it is. People come to Atlanta and they have no idea how big it is. They look at it on a map and they go, oh, that's not that far. I can make that commute every day. They don't know what they're talking about. And so I was making a lot of videos for people that were relocating to the area to let them know exactly what we were talking about when it came to traffic and how far apart these places are. And so if you're going to work at, I don't know, Emory Hospital, you don't want to be living in Marietta or what's the Douglasville or any of those types of places. So yeah, that's where I started this whole crazy YouTube journey. And then when we moved to Savannah, that's when I got my first lead. And he had called me because he had watched all of my Atlanta videos. And I was like, oh, you couldn't have called me a month ago when I still lived there. So I referred the business out to somebody else. And that's when the light bulb went off. And I said, I need to be making videos a lot more strategically and more consistently and really have a plan. And boom, it all happened. I'm the assistant to the regional manager. I'm the assistant regional manager. No, Dwight, you're not. You're the assistant to the regional manager. How about one vision, one dream? It's very catchy. I don't know that it really tells me what the channel is about, though. I would keep working on it, because you ideally you would like to have it mean something to them. So when they see the name of the channel, they kind of get an idea of what the channel is about. And I don't know that that really tells me exactly what your channel is about, but I like where you're going with it. I like that it's catchy, it's unique, it's interesting. I do like it. Cool. Well, thank you for joining me all today. I hope that you've enjoyed this live training. I'm going to start going live probably twice a month in the YouTube for Agents Facebook group, doing some more live trainings like this. So if you enjoyed it and you have ideas for future topics, feel free to put them in the comments so that I can get some ideas for the next one that we do. And until then, go make a YouTube video, because friends don't let friends cold call. Bye, everybody.